It's 6 a.m. and 27-year-old Justin Chick is already out the door, ready to vote.
I was anxious all yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Could you get to sleep?
No. No, I was up at 3.
Up bright and early to support the issues that matter to him. That's why he's not hopping in a car, but choosing to walk the 5 blocks from his house to the voting pool at Oak Hill Elementary School.
You here to vote, sir?
If this city is going to survive, we have to have strong public transportation. No doubt about it.
He holds a seat on St. Louis Mayor Francis Slay's Vanguard Committee, working to rid the streets of cars and get more people on bikes and buses. He hopes his vote won't just bring change to America, but also to the St. Louis region. He's one of the younger voters, but he's not uninformed. A website developer and blogger, Justin spends most days on his computer, writing about community issues such as transportation, and lately researching the election.
I've been paying attention to this for months.
But those months have got him, well, fed up with the campaign process.
The amount of money spent, at the national level, that's absolutely absurd. Another thing that frustrates me is just the amount of people who have opinions, but they're not ground in fact.
That has him wondering, has it always been this way?
Thank you very much for coming out.
63-year-old Michael Brown may have the answer.
As a little kid, I was out there at various polls, various things, being cute with my 2 sisters. And so this is just something I've done since I was very little.
6 presidential elections, 24 years. That's how long Brown has sat in this chair, greeting voters at Oak Hill Elementary.
I believe in the process, and so this is one of those things that I can do to help.
But Brown admits Justin is right.
You have a large population of just apathetic people.
I think the apathy has set in because so many people don't vote. It's, oh, the weather's bad, oh, it's cold, oh, my poll is someplace that, I don't like going there. So they just don't vote. And then they complain that, well, this is the wrong person.
This change has young voters like Justin questioning today's campaign process.
Like, who is this good for? It's not good for the people.
It's always tempting to go back to the good old days, the pure old days, but politics has always been a blood sport.
Bob Priddy of the Missouri Net, a statewide news network, describes it as swimming in a shark tank. A tank with thousands of politicians fighting to please the very different needs of thousands of people.
So that part of it doesn't really change. The faces change, the characters change, the political issues will change.
And those issues depend on who you talk to, especially in the St. Louis area. Look at Brown's beliefs, for example.
Right now, we can always use more jobs, but we're not getting a lot of.
Then there's the opinion of Terry Jones, the department chair of political science at the University of Missouri St. Louis.
Healthcare is the biggest issue that would have an impact on St. Louis. 1 out of every 8 St. Louisans works in the healthcare industry.
Now compare that to Justin, who doesn't drive a car but rides his bike to sustain St. Louis. For him, the coverage of issues often deemed most important, such as healthcare, versus the issues he fights for, has become frustrating.
It is unfair. It's not as sexy. Something like healthcare, that's important to everybody in the country, In St. Louis, pretty recently, it was, well, I've got a car, I'll get there. But that's not sustainable.
Jones says getting heard on such issues is different in 2012 than past years.
What you want to have are conversations occurring either face-to-face, that's the ground game, or through social media. And particularly for individuals who are 40 and younger, that's where the action is.
So while the politics of politics may frustrate him at times, Justin still believes in the system. He's one of the first people at the polls, well, besides Brown, of course. The two of them may seem different, one young, one old, one voting, one welcoming, but there are some similarities. They've both invested themselves in this election, and they both are ready to take a break until 2016.
That'll feel nice.
One way or the other, yes, I'm happy it's over.
For Stay Tuned, this is Joe Chiodo reporting.